As Ray said once, the best bomb I've ever seen was Ray in a winery in Cape May, New Jersey. Do you remember that?
West Cape May is right, yeah.
West Cape May, New Jersey. Thank you for clarifying. West Cape May, New Jersey. A fan of this show had booked us.
Inexplicably, yeah, booked me.
Inexplicably, he wanted us to come down to do a show. We thought potentially there'd be fans of the podcast in Cape May, New Jersey. Not only was that not the case, the room was like older wine people.
Trashy, though.
Trashy, but not
our kind of trashy.
Not our fans.
Right.
Nobody that would enjoy this.
They're like Billy Joel fans more.
Right. Billy Joel fans, right. But like turn on him because he hasn't supported Trump enough. Those are the types of people, you know? Write a song about Trump, pussy. Remake Piano Man about Trump, you pussy. Like, they like the idea of Bruce Springsteen until he writes a song about a cop getting shot.
Yeah.
I mean, a cop shooting a black guy. They don't like that.
They listen to, Born in the USA and think it's like the biggest pro-America song in the world.
Yeah. They don't like 41 Shots.
Yeah.
So let me tell you right now, I saw Bruce Springsteen. Amazing. One of the best concerts at the Madison Square Garden E Street Band, 1999, with my friend's Aunt Deb. Aunt Deb took us, and he did that song 41 Shots about Amadou Diallo.
Oh, God.
Boy, did that cool the room. Boy, did that cool the room. Everybody was really into it. And then he was like, 41 shots. And you could tell people were just milling around, going to have a cigarette. They're like,
he was just reaching for his wallet.
Yeah. And it's like, the people, like, there was no chorus for them to sing, so they were just like, he had it coming.
What were they supposed to do?
Split-second decisions aren't easy. So those are the types of people in Cape May, New Jersey, and then we fucking go out, and you went up and you had an epic bomb. You started out talking about...
I riffed something and it went well.
Well, no, you're right. You had one great riff. It was a sentence and it really went well. Do you remember what it was?
I don't. Something about me being fat, perhaps? I don't know.
Whatever it was instantly pleasing to them. They were like, indeed.
Right.
And they laughed. And then you made a joke about heroin.
Yeah, I've been doing this bit about, it's not a heavy thing. It's just
love the bit.
It's just about how heroin addicts, at least they can make new friends in their 30s.
I love that bit. It's a good bit.
Thank you.
Now, the people in Cape May, I guess their kids are just dropping like flies because of this stuff. Now,
it's a bit of an epidemic.
Who knew? I do heroin jokes now, but now it's gone the other way where even the parents of the kids who died don't care anymore. They're like,
getting much.
They're like, So Ray did that, and they turned on him.
They started yelling like, move on, move on.
Right, they were like, move on, move on. And then you dug deeper and deeper, and then you got to a point where you go, listen to me. You can't just say you brought up heroin, you're fat, we hate you. You looked at them and you went, it's all coming together, folks. It's all coming together. And then, one of the greatest things ever, you started going into this bit about feminism.
Oh, right, yeah.
And Ray is a progressive guy. He doesn't appear progressive. He doesn't sound progressive. And many progressive people wish you would just not say anything progressive.
They don't want me on the team.
You would just go away.
Yeah.
You think they're mad at Rogan's endorsement. What about, So, he's like, I endorse Marianne Williamson.
But
Ray goes, I'd love if you married Marianne Williamson. But so Ray then he does this bit about feminism where the basic gist of the bit is you can't just say, hey, like, rights don't work. Explain the bit, but it's like
it's the one. So basically, I was a friend from Long Island who was talking about, what was the premise? It was basically hey, like we gave you the right to vote,
right. And you're like, that's not
how
the way
rights work.
Yeah, that's not how rights work. You can't turn around. And one of my favorite lines of the bit, which is just an aggressive line, is you go, we stopped fisting you on the subway.
Yeah.
And so they just, an older crowd of wine drunks just hear him. They're not listening anymore to every word and every nuance, if they ever were. So they just hear you talking about fisting on the subway.
Right.
And then I've never heard this in any comedy show I've done, and it's hilarious. A loud chorus of boos filled with this. Literally, they went, get off, get off, get off, get off.
Get off, get off, get off.
Get off, get off,
get
off.
It was a frenzy, get off.
And he then sat down. He finished up and sat down. But it was an epic bomb in the way that it was so much more entertaining than most people's specials.
Right.
Now, that's the problem with comedy. Is it's one of the least entertaining things you could you could focus your eyes on.
Right.
Literally anything is funnier. Literally anything. People are like, I have a new special. Hey, dude, no one cares. I mean, good for you. We're proud of you, but it's just not.
I mean, no one's even putting themselves out there. It's so much of just like, it's the kind of stuff it's such milquetoast, middle of the road.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here? Like,
right.
And look, Chappelle, I love it, but
Yeah.
there's a certain level of like, I know I'm going to be doing the controversial thing right now.
Yeah.
I mean, look, it's cliche. We talk about it so much. I'm a Carlin guy. I go back as a kid, and it was just like he had a point. He was making a point. He wasn't holding it back, but there was a construction of the joke that was intricate and was funny. But he was also like conveying. He's not Chomsky, but he wasn't.
Well, Chappelle's doing that too.
No, Chappelle is. Yeah. But it just feels a little more like. I never felt like Carlin was trying to be like. But he also wasn't dealing with this woke culture shit.
Whatever it is, it's just like nobody. It's rare that we need an hour from anyone unless they are Chappelle.
Right.
Unless you're a legend, it's like tough to need an hour. So it's like when I watch that bomb and I put on Instagram and people are like, they're invested in it because they're watching something happen. What's interesting about it is like you don't know which way is this gonna go.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Right.
And with a comedy special, it's relatively good because that's why somebody put it out.
Right.
Right.
Part of the problem is that like so many comedy fans. It's not their fault. We love them, but like they want a lot of time. Like the edgier stuff or whatever. Like. That was raw because you're dealing with people who are like, why am I even watching this?
Right.
What am I watching? Like, who is this maniac? Like that level of just kind of.
Well, I mean, we took Ray's in LA. He's here. He's visiting. We go down to Nobu in Malibu, which is a sushi, obviously a hot spot in Malibu, right on the water, beautiful. We don't have reservations. Right. We go in. We're like, do you have anything for two? They go, yeah, the sushi bar. Like face the wall.
Right.
You two face the wall. Logic's the rapper is walking out of there.
I would not even know who he is until
right. And number one, he's white, and I know that he says the N-word a lot because he has a black parent. God bless him, but you're white, so whatever. But I get it. And he walks out like and I'm like, good for him. And then he wasn't saying the N-word in Nobu. I'm just saying I've noticed that he has that license.
That was you.
And I don't know, right? That was me. That was me. And we go in there and Ray, first of all, it's no longer sunset. It's dark. You can't see anything. Nobu's like infested with celebrities and other people that don't want to be like filmed. Ray does the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. He swivels around in the chair at the sushi bar, which, by the way, they put us at the sushi bar to face the wall so that nobody would have to see us eating, slurping fish. Because you know what sushi is. You slurp it with your fingers. You're like, and nobody needs to see Ray or myself playing with soy sauce, So they go face the wall. He turns around with his phone and starts filming the restaurant.
That's not true.
It's absolutely true. You know that's why you're laughing. It's a fucking horror show. First of all, we're conspicuous in there already. I'm like, low profile. Keep it low. Keep it low. He turns around with his phone and he's like, and I go, what the fuck are you doing? I said, you can't do this. This is crazy. He goes, I'm trying to get a view. I'm trying to get a view. There is no view. It's dark. Tell everyone what happened then if I'm wrong.
First of all, as a preface, you've taken me to very nice restaurants. I've never, taken a picture.
You've never done this before.
I've met some famous people.
You've lost your mind.
No, I've met some. I don't go out of my way to introduce myself to people.
You had a moment of temporary insanity with this.
I was only thinking about my girlfriend Lucy.
Okay, that's sweet. But
and she was telling me,
did she ask you to film a restaurant for her?
But honestly, I forgot there was even celebrities there. I don't even know who Logic is.
I understand that.
I'm saying, like, they're just regular people. I very discreetly
it would have been wrong in a Sizzler, which we were in earlier next to the fat store. If you took out a phone in a Sizzler and did that, it would be also wrong and probably criminal.
I was just showing her this is a nice architecture.
I understand that.
It's a nice looking I was just gonna show her. She's stuck at home in her apartment.
A man such as yourself should not be filming people in a restaurant.
It was very quick. It was a picture. I wasn't filming. This is not a documentary. I wasn't trying to get I wasn't trying to do some kind of pedophilia documentary in Nobu. Yeah. I'm just fucking trying to show her, hey, look at the wood's very nice here.
I understand what you were trying to do, but it was a moment of temporary insanity.
Sure.
You were completely insane.
I forgot about how exclusive can this place be if me and you could just walk in?
Because we've talked about it before. Nice restaurants are the only thing that can't legally keep us out.
Right.
That's why food is our only luxury. We've discussed this before. People say, why do you like nice restaurants? Well, then you let me in your country club then. And I won't be as fat. I can't go anywhere else. I can't get on someone's jet. I can't just waltz into Bel Air and walk through the gates and enjoy myself.
Right.
The only thing that so far, legally, they cannot stop me and you from doing is going to a nice restaurant. It is the only luxury for the poor. And I get beaten up on fatty. I'm not fat positive, fat activist. I get it. It's bad for you. It causes diabetes. I know. Everybody's trying to be better out there. Maybe some people aren't, but whatever. None of us are happy being fat. That's the other thing. How many people are actually happy being fat? Not a lot.
No. Look, some people are content to be slobs.
Sure. But like this whole idea that there's a lot of people being like, I'm fat and deal with it. It's just not happening.
No, it's gross. I mean, look.
Millionaires are doing it, but not people on a bus. Nobody on a public bus is thrilled to be a fat ass.
Yeah, no one wants it.
Nobody who's poor and fat is like, look at this, bitch. It's called confidence. No one's doing that in a Walmart. What it is millionaires who are like just going to put it out there and make money doing it.
Well, it's also keep eating our poison.
Right.
It's like, hey, you going to put down that macaroni and cheese, fatty?
Yeah.
Swallow it.
Yeah.
It's just that there's an interest in... They want you eating salad? Like the Dole Corporation is not the biggest consortium in this
country. I have
country.
whole bits about it. We were raised, a lot of our generation, and this doesn't justify eating this shit now, and it doesn't justify not changing your life. But and I've said it before, and I say it on stage, our boomer parents fed us poison. We were the fast food generation.
Right.
In a way that kids growing up today are not. I mean, we were people at birthday parties in fast food places.
Our formative years were well before even Supersize Me, which was a big turning point where they started to at least show shame.
They tried.
No, but there was a level of shame where like we're gonna make salads more prominent, and we're gonna try. They're like,
I was on that guy's podcast, Spurlock, and then he Me Too'd himself, and no one cared.
Right.
Remember that?
Yeah.
He went out there and he's like, I've acted inappropriate. It's like, what?
But I do feel like as much as I didn't do anything to fast food, there was still a level of like, yeah, you're still gonna eat this stuff, fatty, but like they weren't even showing salad. I mean, when we were kids, they didn't even have them. And then, like, when
they had the salad shaker.
Yeah. And there was
the salad shaker.
Make sure we just pour, like, 3/4 of it's just dressing.
I'm not a guy that says make this shit illegal or whatever, but I am saying when you're a kid and you grow up in these environments eating this type of food, it is not good. And I feel like a lot of kids today aren't, because people are more educated now about food. They're more educated. But it is a luxury for the poor. Food is a luxury for poor people.
It's the one thing you can do. I mean, even a nice Kraft macaroni and cheese, it's a nice.
Shut up! Now you're going somewhere.
That's just as good as McDonald's.
I'm not going to co-sign that.
Why?
What I'm saying
is, you not put butter in it. You need to put butter.
What I'm saying is, stop talking about Kraft macaroni and cheese. Jesus fucking Christ! My point is that even a poor person can wrangle enough money to go put a steak in their throat. Put a nice steak and a baked potato in their throat.
I thought you were talking about McDonald's.
Well, no. That McDonald's really isn't a luxury.
Okay.
It's a necessity, I guess, for certain people, whatever. But my point is that's why when you go to Nobu, they can't keep us out. They can't, when we walk in there, they can't go, excuse me, and take us in a back room and beat the shit out of us.
Sure.
They can't do that yet. It's coming. I'm sure it's coming.
Right.
They'll find a way to lock it all down. you know, if you need, go get a potato and put a Marlboro Light in its mouth and watch that and then press play on your phone.